Hello, Dan Joss.
Hello. How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. So on Money Talks, we usually talk about money. And so I figured today maybe we talk about money.
Cash?
Cash. What happens if somebody has too much money? It's not a problem I've ever experienced, and maybe our listeners have or have not, but being a husband and father of three, this is not a problem I've had to face too often. I can't fit it all in the wallet.
It's
Never
something
been
that
there.
I look at with clients when they first come on board.
Okay.
You remember a few weeks ago we talked about the net worth statement analysis.
Right.
And part of that was cash. And a question is, how much cash do we need or should we have?
Right.
And then beyond that, it's, what is too much?
Okay.
So we should have enough for emergencies. And a rule of thumb is, 3 to 6 months of expenses.
That's a lot of cash.
And a rule of thumb doesn't necessarily work for anybody. It's just kind of a rule that nobody knows who made up.
Yeah.
But it's become a rule and everyone believes it. 3 to 6 months.
3 to 6
or
months.
a year's worth of expenses in case you
Okay.
lose your job.
And that's supposed to be in cash?
That's the safest way to have it,
Okay.
right? It won't lose value. I mean, if it's in the stock market and you need it and then dropped 20% last month, then you don't have as much cash as you needed.
True.
So the safest place is cash, a savings account or checking account or something like that.
Okay.
It's not at risk in the market.
So readily available funds is
Right.
really what we're talking about. We're not talking about the greenbacks that go in a wallet per se.
Yeah, I agree.
A year's worth of cash would be
Well, then you have to safeguard it.
right.
So you have some in a safe at home,
Yep.
some in the bank. And what we're talking about is, I guess, both of those added together.
Okay.
So if we say 6 months of cash, and I don't like that, so let's pick a number. Let's just say $30,000 cash.
Okay.
Now, for someone that needs to have $250 or $300 or $400,000 in cash to be comfortable, then 30 won't be enough.
Right.
For someone that needs to have $10,000 or $20,000 in cash, then 30 is too much. And that's what we're getting. What is too much? Because something else could be done with what is excess.
You mean maybe that excess could be working for you?
Could be working for you. And it could be, and I wrote a few notes down here. One is the problem, if you see it that way, of having too much cash is there's other things it could be doing.
Right.
It could be in a market working for you
Okay.
because stock markets over the long run go up. And if you have cash, it's not going up.
True.
That's an opportunity missed. Or two, you have outstanding debt that you're paying interest on. That's probably more than the interest you're getting on the cash you're holding.
Almost certainly.
And so if you have too much cash, you could say, let's pay down the debt. Let's put it to work somewhere else, like my future self,
Yep.
a retirement account, 529 plan for the children, their grandchildren, or even let's fix the car or fix that problem with the house.
So those are actual examples of too much cash.
Those are examples of what to do with too much cash.
Right. Because it would, in some eyes, it would be too much cash if you're paying interest at 15%
Sure.
and getting interest at 1% and you've got,
I'd love to know where you're getting interest at 1% right now.
yeah.
But 15% is common for credit cards.
Yeah. So if you owe $15,000 on a credit card
And you have it sitting
and
in
you've
your
got
bank.
$5,000 in a bank, that might be too much cash sitting in the bank.
Yeah. And I want to say, if you have $5,000 too much cash, we still need to have some amount.
Okay.
But the opportunities are put it to work for my future self, put it to work for my past self, like paying down debt,
Right.
or make some repairs before they become emergencies when you need to use your emergency fund.
There you go. All right. Well, Dan Joss, you've been a wealth of knowledge and wealth.
Thank you.
All right. If somebody wants to get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
They can give us a call at 757-903-2127.
Excellent. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Money Talks is a weekly program presented for the listener's benefit and entertainment. It is provided at no cost to the listener, and the ideas, opinions, and comments are not to be construed as legal advice, tax advice, investment advice, or other advice specific to the listener. Listeners are encouraged to seek the advice of a licensed professional or other qualified party when dealing with financial, legal, tax, medical, investment, insurance, taxidermy, plumbing, electrical, carpentry, real estate, chiropractic, veterinary, oral hygiene, hot air ballooning, etc. We have given you some food for thought. Now, call a licensed professional such as Dan Joss at 757-903-2127. Thanks for listening, and remember, failing to plan is planning to fail.